assignment 2 already, you need to re-download it. It's changed. If you are a Mac user, yes, I understand that on a Mac you have to fully qualify the location on your computer of where the input files and output files exist. Now, I understand that on my computer, I don't have a user's station, blah, 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 blah. I don't have that directly on my computer. So, it's going to fail. Right? So, what I need you to do, because, yes, it's easy for us to just go in there and delete all that stuff, but there's 12 of us and 636 users. So, if you could just delete your hard coded task before you actually submit, that would be fully awesome. Okay? I really appreciate the help. It'll just make grading go faster so you don't have to go in there and submit it. Sometimes the TAs are tracking on that. I totally got it. I was like, oh, let me check the path. So when I checked the path and I deleted the file path, and my company is full. So a lot of your regrades were people with Macs, and because you had your fully qualified path in there. So we need you to take all of that out, your /user /whatever, and leave only the .text file in there, okay? It'll make my life so much easier, because if you guys do that, then the TAs won't give you a 10, and then you don't have to ask me for a regrade. So that'll just make things go better for everybody. Now, the first thing I did is I updated the regrade. No global head is allowed for this assignment. We're going to do things correctly and good programming practice. I integrated test cases for the grading rubric. So your code actually has to run instead of just writing the function. You got me on that. You're pretty smart. But so your test cases have to actually work. And then the test cases here, what they are, and the actions and the expected outcome. Were there any questions about that? Nicely done. We're keeping it on top of my game. Okay, so today we're going to revisit recursion, since recursion is in our next assignment. So recursion is in chapter 3. So we talked about the analogy of sums and squares, and so how that works from the algorithm perspective. So you have your 1 times 1 equals 1, 2 times 2 equals 2 plus that 1 equals 5, and then we just run through that recursively to get the value. So the code itself here is an iterative implementation of the sum squared. So this is the iterative version of it, where we have it in a string. Whereas recursion allows us to simplify our code, and so recursion in and of itself is a function that calls itself. And so here's an example of that. So we're checking here. So we're going to do the recursive sum of squares. We have our start value and our end value of n and n. And then here, when we hit our base case, meaning we're ready to get out of our recursive call, we have this down here where it just does the math. Otherwise, up here, it's calling itself again. So you can see this is the recursive portion of the function. So it's going to keep iterating through that while n is less than n. And so it's putting onto the stack those function calls. So now that we understand stacks, now that we understand stacks, that we can actually tackle recursion a little easier. Yeah. It's at home on my computer, on my printer. That's really useful, isn't it? So, free credit for everybody today. So now, hopefully this makes a little more sense how this is happening. How we're stacking our recursive function calls. So the first time through, it pushes onto the stack the 1 times 1. The second time through, it's going to push onto the stack the 2 times 2. Then the third is 3 4, 5 times 5, until we get to our base case of 10 times 10. Because the base case is when m is no longer less than n. So when m makes it up to 10, then we hit a base case. And so the recursion, we can break out of the recursion and actually start performing the calculation. So from a code perspective, when we're looking at that here, so I have the iterative version in here for you. And then we talked about the fact that there's two different ways for recursion to work. We have up recursion and down recursion. So up is when you increase from the smallest value to the largest value. So we start at 1 and we're incrementing up to 10. Whereas down recursion, we actually decrement. So we start at the value of 10 and decrease down to 1. So this is the iterative implementation where we have to loop through it every single time. So here's the up recursion. So the going up recursion, what it does is it says, okay, well my m is less than my n. Do the math, and then call myself again and add it to me. So we're summing the squares. So here, the first time through, 1 times 1 plus, now we're going to call this function again. We're going to make n 2, and our n is going to stay the same because we're going up recursions, so the n does not change. So the n is the target value. The n is what's going to get us to our base case so that we can get out of the recursive function call. And so we keep iterating through until this is no longer true. So what's going to happen is when we get to 9 times 9, okay, so 9 times 9 up recursive sum squares, we're going to make m be equal to 10. So we come back in. 10 is not less than 10, so we hit the else flag, and it just does the math of 10 times 10. Once we hit that base case, then the recursion calculation happens, and we start popping off from our stack the last calculation that was put onto the stack. So last in, first out, right? That's what a stack does for you. So then it starts doing the math. So we go through here and we rip through and we get our 10 times 10, and we're going to add that to our 9 times 9, we're going to add that to our 8 times 8. And so we get all the way back down to adding it to our 1 times 1. Does that make more sense now that we've talked about stacks? Or did you already kind of get this without the stack conversation? A little bit of both? So we can do the same thing, except we can do it from a down recursive perspective. We're going down recursion. And what, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, it is. So here, well, n is less than n. You see the value we're changing is n instead of m. So we're starting at 10. We're not changing n at all. It's going to stay at 1. So we come in here the first time. Our n is 1. Our n is 10. And we check, and until this is no longer true, we're going to keep calling the function recursively. So first time through, n is 1, n minus, and then it passes n minus 1. So now it's going to be 9. And then we do the math here with our 10 times 10. So this is doing the summing while it's also doing the recursive function call. And then we keep going through until we get to the point where n equals 1, and then n and n are no longer going to be less than or equal. So this is going to be evaluated as false. So we come down here, and now our base case is going to be 1 times 1. Instead of 10 times 10, because we're going up. Does that make sense? You're still doing a stack. It's just the data on the stack is different now. The order is different. It's essentially reversed with going down. So we start here with the 10 times 10, 9 times 9. So the first one we pop off of the stack calculation perspective is the 1 times 1. And then we do our 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and all the way down until we get to the last function call. Does that make sense? Questions, concerns? Okay, so our other option, though, with recursion is we have this split recursion. So what the split recursion does, it splits the data in half. So in our case, we have 1 through 10, so we're going to split it in half. So it's going to find the middle. So n plus n is 11. Divided by 2, so you're going to get a 5. Because it's going to truncate from 5 to 5, right? If you do integer math and you end up with a decimal, it just truncates it. So we're going to end up with 5. So half of these recursion calls are being performed here on the first one, split recursion call squared. So it's going to actually doing recursion simultaneously. So the first one here is doing 1 through 5. The second one here is doing 6 through 10. Is it more efficient? It's got to be faster if you go breaking through that thing simultaneously than iteratively. But so the split recursion just splits that data in half, and then you just add them together while you do the recursion. Yeah. It's a little bit. The output is very strange. So let's look at the output because it's doing them both at the same time. So the way that it's putting the function call on the stack is absolutely bizarre. So if we run this, okay, so here's the split recursion. So you see that here, look at how the ends and the ends are kind of moved. So the ends are going up, and the ends are so the first half of the split recursion is up to 5. See that? The second half of the split recursion is 6 to 10. No, it's really putting them on a stack. But it would, you can start the load down if you do that process, because then you can catch both of them functioning at the same time. It manages your processes so that you're not overloading it. It does a load down. So we still get the same answer, but what we've done is we split it up into 2 different recursive function calls and added them together. So the thing about recursion, the most important part of recursion is making sure you design it properly, that you have a base case so that you can get out of your recursion. If you don't have a base case to get out of your recursion, what are you going to get? Yes. Horrible experience in life. So, with the first of the base cases, it gives that solution directly. So you see that it's like that last calculation. So in the going up example, our base case is 10 times 10, and this is what they're talking about. It gives the solution directly, so there's no recursion in it. It's just the math of the value of the variable. The same thing if it's going down. This is our base case. So when we get to the point where n equals 1, we just do the math on it. There's no more recursion called. And so we just do the math and then we're done. really is to break down a large problem into smaller problems. And we do this all the time professionally. And the methodology is called Agile. And it's how we break down a large project so that we can actually accomplish something on a daily basis, and we always have a functioning product. It does the same thing for us. So just be really, really careful as you use that infinite loop if your condition stop never happens. So the going up just starts with a small value in the increment. The going down starts at the high value and the decrement. And then you can split a range in half, and so that you are only half of the function calls are on one side of the range and the other half of the other. So let's talk about recursive reverse. So this is something that you're going to really enjoy because it's going to be in your assignment too. So you definitely want this. This is a fabulous example of, first of all, how to create the head of your linked list and not be global, and to pass it to other functions so that you can modify them. So here what I've done is I've defined my node, my linked list node. I just have my data portion and I have my pointer. So this function right here is a non-recursive implementation of the same thing. So a non-recursive implementation requires us to loop through our linked list. So what I have to do, if I want to reverse my linked list, I have to have a previous, I have to have a current, and I have to have a next. So I have that 3 pointers that I'm trying to manage all at once and making sure that I don't hose up my linked list. And I tell you, when I was doing assignment 2, I had to start over about 4 times before I got it. We'll talk about that in a second. So this is a non-recursive implementation. And what we have to do is, so from a visual perspective, I find drawing pictures helps a lot with this. Okay, so you have your linked list. And this is our head. So when we get to this function right here, on our laptop that you can't see. I wish there was a way I could do both. It would really be complicated if I could do both. Okay. Doc scan on your laptop?
I don't know. It was a document and sometimes.
Okay. So here we have a previous, we have a current, and we have an next. So when we first come in here, we're going to set our current equal to our head. Let me finish writing and then I'll put it on the doc. And then we have our previous is going to be null. And then we have an so we're going to loop through our current. Okay, so we have our previous, our next. Current is equal to head, so we're no longer dealing with the head until we get out of the function. So we're just going to leave him alone for now. And so the next line of code, those of you that have the code up on your computer, the next thing it does is it sets next to this position, the current sub next, and it sets previous to this position of current. And then current is set to next. So what I did was, you have to have 3 pointers to make this happen. So here's my current. I want my current to move to here. So first I create my node next, and set it equal to that next location, go to 2. I set my previous to current, so now he is no longer going to be current, because current just got set to next. So now we have previous is looking here, and current is looking here. So while current is not equal to null, we're looking for the end, right? While current is equal to null, then we come in here and we set next is going to be current sub next. So this is next. Current sub next is going to point that way. And point back to previous. And then our current gets set to, our previous gets set to current. And our current gets set to next. We come back in. Next is going to be this guy. Okay? Current sub next is going to point back here to previous. And then previous is going to be set to next, to current. And then current gets set to next. You see what is happening here? Here, let me have you 2 minutes. Here. Stand up. I need real time. I'll work this on. This will be easier if I show you the keyboard. Okay. So we get it here the first time. All right. So you are current. You are next. You are previous, and you're going to be part of it too. Okay. I'm the head, and you're like, no, I'm going to let you be head because we don't want to mess me up because I'm awesome. You can't screw me up. All right. So you're going to go, hey, we need to reverse our order. So let's make him point to you. Okay? So the linked list right now. First time through, he's pointing this way, he's pointing this way, and he's pointing this way. Oh, there's nothing back. He's banned. Okay. So now we need to reverse these guys. So essentially what we're doing with the code is going like this and going like this, down, up, down, up. That's what we're doing. That's how we're reversing it. Does that make sense? Is that a good visual? Okay.
Good job, guys.
That's what this code is doing. Right here. So current is saying, hey, next, let's do another. Alright, so here is my current. Next says I want to look at current sub next. Current sub next wants to look at previous. So we're going from this to this. Okay? Then I set my previous to the current, set my current to the next. So you're walking through your linked list, swapping between them. So first, when we get our linked list, we're pointing this way. What the source code is doing is going hey, let you look that way, you look that way, you look that way, and you look that way. Does that make sense? And the awesome thing about this code is we can simplify it by doing a recursive reverse on it. So this is a whole lot of management pointers from a code perspective. This is a lot of bananas right here. And if you screw up one set, then your linked list is just gone. And I gotta tell you, I lost my linked list about 20 times before I finally got it right. So I am an excellent recursive reverse at this one. Okay, so this is the non-recursive implementation. Alright, so then you reset your head to the previous, because you need your head to be at the end. Okay? And so now we change our pointing from this way to going this way. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, from a recursion perspective, to implement the same thing, first of all, look, we only have to manage 2 pointers, thank God, because all of those pointers would be kind of crazy there. That's a lot to manage. So here, if our head ref is not equal to null, so our empty list is, our list is not empty. So first is going to be our head. So again, we're replicating what that reverse did by we have the head. But instead of having to have a current, previous, and next, and having to manage all 3 of those, we just deal with the rest of it here by starting with the second node. So if you look at your assignment 2 documentation, this implementation is shown in this code. Okay? So this implementation is documented right here. So here, we divide the list into 2 parts. We have our head as our first, and the rest is here at node 2 and beyond. Okay? So here we have our 2 nodes. First starts at the beginning, rest starts at node 2. So we split our linked list into 2 different paths. Well, they're not paths, but 2 different references. So now what we want to do is reverse the rest of the list. All right, so we're just gonna come in here. So before we ever do this, we're going to recursively come in here and keep calling that so that we can get through the rest of our linked list. So now when the linked list is passed in, we call ourselves again, come in here and we've got our head ref. So the rest, starting at node 2, so this is the reverse rest. So now he's the first. So we come in here, we split him up. First is going to be this guy, and the rest is going to be to the end. So then we're saying, okay, so then we need to come in here, and this is going to be first, and now we need to move the links to create that pointer from 2 to 1. So this is where we're switching the points, okay? Switching them. I'm saying, point the other direction. Go look at that guy instead of the guy next to you. So as we do that, and then when we fix our first, what we're doing is we're putting that element at the end. We're saying he is the next man. And then here, next, once we get him to the end, we set it to null. Because null is the end of our linked list. So we've got to have that end. And then we update our head reference, and we set it to the rest, because he's the guy that is, we recursively reverse it. So I know that's like, oh my goodness, I don't even understand. So let's put some print statements in here so we can see what we're dealing with. So first, so that's here.
Yeah, put a comma instead of plus.
Thank you.
That's why they.
Yeah. I'm so habitual. Try as I might, sometimes it's hard to stay in C-land. Oh, stop. Stay right here for a moment. I just hate programming in real time. You guys look at me like, what the hell is she doing? Well, what's happening is I'm getting down here, my rest is holding off, and I'm trying to print. This guy. So I'm getting to the point where rest will go, and when it's no, then I'm gonna go up. Okay. All right. So my link list came in. If you look at the code down below on the main, here I just created my node head, and I'm calling a push. So there's a push function in here, and it's pushing each node 24, 15, 85 on the link list. And so then I print it. Here I call the actual reverse function, the non-recursion, and then here is I call recursive again, so you can see it after it's in reverse, and then I call the recursive reverse, and then print that again. So first time through, this is my link list. I created a link list of 4 nodes, 85, 15, 4, and 20. I called the reverse function, the one that's not using recursion, that has the 3 pointers. And you see that it puts it 24, 15, 5. So now I'm printing out my recursive reverse as we step through this one at a time. No, that's dynamic. Oh no. So no, this doesn't matter. This is not relative to how many nodes are in my list. This is the same thing as, so we moved our first over here. We moved our first over, and so now we need to make it point back. Okay, so with the free, right, that we had the 3-pointer version, we had our previous current and next. Okay? So first subnet equates to that, the previous current and next implementation. Yeah. Yeah, it's not relative to however many nodes are in your link list. Okay, so here's my recursive implementation. So I come in here and the first guy that's on my list is 20. So you see he's 20, and then the rest work at 4. So then we do the recursive call. So now our first is 4, and our next is 15. Then we do our recursive calls. Our first ends up being 15, and our rest ends up being 85. And then we do our recursive call, and there's our 85. And we stack all these we stack all of these changes to the pointers. And then once we get done and we flip the pointers from going this way to going this way, so now your data is reversed. It's now 85, 15, 420. That's funny. There's this recurring theme of life in my life, and I don't even do that. It's so weird. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. So once we get through all of our iterations, then we're going to point our first back this way. So first sub next is equal to first, and first is sub next is equal to null. So that's this step right here is what you're seeing. Okay? Because we're saying our first is null really at the end, we have to make this pointer null so that we can find it in the null list. And then we can reset our head back to the rest. Because once we move through here, our data started out as 24, 15, 85. So as we move back through here with the recursive function calls, we're now setting the last time right here. You see first is 85. And so we need that guy to be at the beginning of our list. And so at that time, rest is that guy right there, and he's going to set equal to that 85. So it loops him back. So this is one of those things that you got to look at this a couple of times to actually understand what's going on with it. But I hope that this visual right here helps. What I will do is fully document this code like I did with the list one, so that you can review it yourselves and kind of get a handle on the recursive reverse. You definitely need this code for your assignment 2. So being familiar with it is helpful. So let's address the problem here. We don't have a global head. So here we have our node, our head. So this is our head. We're not going to use global anymore. So one in C, when you want to have a linked list and allow it to be modified when you pass it to a function, you have to use a double pointer notation. So here we have our node, and his name is head. When we call push, you see that I'm putting the ampersand in front of head. I'm saying the address up. So literally, that's creating a double pointer in my head. Because if the address of the address, head is an asterisk. So that is a pointer, right? So we have a pointer, and we're going to have the address of that pointer. And so the way that that gets passed, is we come with that push. So here is a non-global implementation of passing my head for my linked list around to my function. So the double notation, and this is what allows us to modify the linked list using that double pointer. And so here I come in here with my push. I have my address of head track. So this is a reference to my head. And then I come in here and I create my new node with my node allocation. And then my new node set data, I set my data, we set the parameter that was passed in. And then my new node set next, I set to a head track. Because we're doing a push, we're doing a stack, right? And so you want to push it down on top of the existing node. So that's why the new node is pointing to the head reference, because it's forcing that stack implementation. Does that make sense? Because this is what I want you to do for assignment 2. Like that, when you create your linked list, create it in a stack methodology. You need to create it like this, and you're pushing at the top. Okay. For assignment 2, no. variables are a very bad idea because of the utility because they can be arbitrarily changed. Totally by accident. Well, if head is global, then I have access to it anywhere within my program, right? And that's going to be assignment one kind of okay to deal with because if it's global, we have to worry about passing around reference that memory location. So we're able to use head and every single one of our functions in assignment one you can do it global. So we all knew that. Whereas now there is no global head. You have to actually have the reference to it. So what that does is it controls access to that head so that you cannot modify it unless explicitly permitted. Explicitly permitting modification of that like list between the double point and the key.
In order to do that, we have to create it in main.
Yes, you create a name.
So we'll create main dot code.
If you want to modify it.
Yeah.
If you're not modifying it, you have it the way it was before. Here, see my print function, I just pass head. I don't pass the address of head. Because in the print function, I'm just displaying the data, so I don't need to actually modify it. So there's no reason to use double point notation in that perspective. Because I'm just accessing the data, I'm not changing it. So if you're going to change the data, you have to do the double point notation. So here's our push, and I'm going to push onto my head these four values. So I go up to my push. So here's my double pointer notation. Here's my new node, my data. I create my new node, and I set up my next. You have to dereference your head reference. Okay? You have to dereference it first. So you have to do the after. So instead of just setting it equal to head like we did the goal side, we have to set it equal to the dereference version of it to get it back down to that single node instead of the address of the address. And then here, once I add that guy to my linked list, I got to move my head to, because it's going to be a stack implementation. So I need that head to the top. So I set him down to the view. But here on the print, I don't want to modify it. So I just pass my head as normal, and I just loop through here using temp to display the data. But here in the recursive reverse, again, we are modifying our linked list. So we stop to send it as a double pointer because we need to be able to change how that linked list is treated on together. So this would be really good to look at. Definitely look at this while you're thinking about your assignment too, because it'll help you stay sane. I mean, I tried this like 4 times and threw it away.